All right, so we're talking about R. Kelly. He just got thrown straight into the hole. And honestly, hold up, he's looking at spending the rest of his life behind those walls, because by the time he ever touches daylight again, he'll be moving a whole lot slower. We're talking about a man who could be pushing 70 or even 80. And you've got to remember, he's already been locked up for about 4 or 5 years. He's almost 60 now, and these are the last years where your body still lets you move around without too many issues. After that, it's downhill as the body starts breaking down more and more. Those are the life decisions catching up in real time. Anyway, he got placed in solitary after officials found a retired warden's phone number in his notebook. And yeah, that alone is enough to land you in the hole. Reports say he's facing new problems behind bars. Prison staff launched an internal investigation and moved him straight into isolation. His attorney is now under review because this all went down in North Carolina over that retired warden's number. The lawyer claims it came from a mentorship program where Kelly was helping guide other inmates under the same warden before retirement. Allegedly, before the warden stepped down, he gave Kelly his personal cell numbers strictly for program guidance. So now the question is, what's really the issue here? I'm not calling him innocent, not at all. I'm just asking, what exactly is the problem in this specific situation? Let's keep digging. During a search, Kelly's cellmate was caught with a contraband cell phone. That's when officers found the retired warden's number written in Kelly's notebook. Officials say for privacy and security reasons, they can't discuss those conditions. That's wild. But the warden is retired. It's not like he had the current warden's number. I don't know, that part feels strange. Now, switching gears, Claressa Shields has a big fight coming up this weekend, Sunday. Yeah, it's going down. The event is set at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, and it looks like she keeps fighting in Detroit or Michigan because that's her home turf. I respect that hometown loyalty. The bout is scheduled for 10 rounds and will stream live on DAZN. They handle a lot of the big fights these days. This time, she's stepping in against Franchon Cruz Dezern. It's one of several bouts in her reported $8 million fight deal. And of course, Papoose has been part of the training camp. They've been posting pieces of the workouts, which clearly drives engagement online. That's smart. It's strategic marketing to help pack the arena. Looking at the numbers, I think she's going to sell it out. There really isn't much else in women's boxing generating this level of buzz. She's basically the main attraction right now. All right, moving on. Now we've got Renni Rucci in the mix. We've seen her linked to quite a few guys. You know how that goes. Renni Rucci again. She used to date someone named Forgiato. I'm not even sure if Forgiato is still locked up, is he? Forgiato, Forgiano, whatever the exact name is. Renni, Foro, Forgo, Gucci Mane. Right, so is he still locked up? That was his name, right? Foro. Listen to this. We're talking about one of those 1017 rappers, and I had to double-check the name myself. Hold up, it finally came back to me. Fujiano. Now, people remember when he was sending her flowers and showing love everywhere, right? But as of early 2026, he's still sitting in federal prison, serving a 5-year sentence after violating probation and cutting off his ankle monitor. The word is he could be getting out later this year, so we'll see how that plays out. And from what I can tell, Gucci Mane hasn't really kept many of those 1017 artists around, besides Pooh Shiesty, so the future of that whole situation is still up in the air. But here's the twist. She's now pregnant by another rapper, Black Zach, who's also locked up. They went public with the relationship a while back, and she was clapping back at critics after posting photos together. He's reportedly facing federal murder for hire charges out of South Carolina, tied to a major RICO case, and he's currently behind bars. One commenter told her she sure knows how to pick 'em, and she fired back, saying they don't exactly make the best choices either. She's been on several hip-hop reality shows and was actually part of the Atlanta cast, not Miami, as some people thought. As for him, there's no sign of a release anytime soon, and it doesn't even look like a trial date has been set yet, so that situation is still wide open. Now, switching gears, Shine Commons has been very vocal about how Sean Diddy allegedly let him take the fall and spend 10 years in prison. He's talked about how Diddy treated him before and after the case, saying Diddy had the power and influence, but never really stood by him. Diddy even said he wished someone like 50 Cent had been around back then to expose what was really going on. 50 caught wind of those comments and basically agreed, saying Shine lost 10 years of his life over that situation. The whole thing started with a club incident, and to this day, it's still unclear who actually had the gun that night. But the issue reportedly stemmed from something involving Diddy, and Shine felt he had to step in because he believed Diddy had his back. According to him, that loyalty wasn't returned, and once Diddy had the chance to save himself, he did just that. It's a harsh reality, but that's how life plays out sometimes. It's a reminder that kindness and loyalty don't always come back to you the same way. The world doesn't run on fairness, it runs on advantage, and that's just the truth. Some people say you should only stay loyal to your core family, because even friends can flip on you faster than anyone else. And honestly, that's a lesson a lot of people learn the hard way. On another note, Drake keeps teasing that the Iceman project will be dropping, but we'll see if it actually drops anytime soon. And in tech news, there's a new humanoid robot being introduced, and from what I hear, it runs on chips from NVIDIA. I'm not sure if it's NVIDIA's own robot or another company teaming up with them for the AI and hardware side. They're supplying a lot of the chips powering this AI boom. But this robot right here, it literally looks like a person wearing a full suit, and that part is wild. And get this, it even walks and gestures like a real person, but they're claiming it's a full humanoid robot that's supposed to go on sale later this year. They're already taking deposits, and listen to this, that whole strategy of collecting money up front with a promised delivery date is something Elon Musk made famous, even if he wasn't the first to ever do it. We've seen him do it multiple times with different Tesla models, locking in customer funds before the final product is ready. That upfront cash obviously helps fund development, and companies can even park it in interest-bearing accounts or leverage it financially while finishing production. So I wouldn't be shocked if this robotics company is following a similar blueprint, but that's just my take. We'll have to see how it plays out. Now, switching lanes, Danny Boy recently spoke on something wild involving Snoop Dogg. He said Snoop once gave him an iced-out cassette chain during the DeathRow Records era, whether he was officially signed or just affiliated at the time. But when Danny Boy went to get the chain cleaned, he found out it wasn't even real. Later on, he claimed Snoop told him he should have been grateful just to be around and gained hype off Snoop's name back in those days. According to Danny Boy, things got disrespectful, and he felt like they wanted him to sign a 7-year deal for just $10,000, basically giving away his future. He says he turned it down, but Snoop allegedly pressured him, saying he should sign and join the team since they had already co-signed him. To be fair, Snoop himself didn't have the greatest deal at that time and was riding heavy with Suge Knight. Still, signing away 7 years for $10,000 with no guarantees sounds crazy, especially if no album ever drops and you're locked in anyway. That kind of money disappears fast and you're stuck. On another note, Danny Boy addressed people constantly talking about her body and said she plans to remove her implants after her tour wraps up. She mentioned she'll step away for about 3 months to handle the procedure and recover. And that's pretty much the rundown. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate all of you. Peace.